And you go.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Reset Series Part 5. And today we have got Lizzy from Shop from the Street.
Special guest.
Woohoo!
Yes.
So you've all said that you'd like to see new people on here as well. I don't know whether that's because I'm boring, but but it's obviously really helpful to get other people's insights as well, whether they're in this industry or not. Like, everybody suffers in some way, and just because you're doing a job that's freelance doesn't make it any easier or better. So I thought it'd be really nice for Lizzy to come on. Obviously we're best mates, so we share a lot of the same emotions.
Yes. Daily updates to one another on where we're at with things. Always.
So we're just going to literally have a little bit of a chat to you today about how we've been feeling, how Lizzy deals with things maybe in a different way that I do, because we're very similar, but we're also very different in the way that we process things, aren't we?
Yeah.
So it'd be really useful for you to talk to these guys about how you manage stuff. Better than me.
I think I do.
I think you do. We'll get into that in a minute. So what shall I start with? I'll start by telling you about this week. So Lizzy and I went to Miami on a little holiday, didn't we?
We did.
Last week. So we got back last Saturday we got back. And it was amazing.
So good.
But I came back and had really bad jet lag. You were alright, weren't you?
I didn't get it. You've done a blog post before as well, and we speak a lot about how travel can also affect your mental health.
Oh god, yeah.
And we've already done quite a bit this year.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it was the jet lag and just the way that travel sometimes can be weird.
Yeah. So I had normally I get jet lag from America in terms of that, in the form of that not sleeping and not getting enough sleep, waking up at crack of dawn, that sort of thing, usual kind of jet lag. But then this time has been bloody awful. I felt sick, my tummy's been off, I've been dizzy, I've been unable to concentrate on stuff. I was just like, what is happening? But my sleep was actually okay, not the best, but it wasn't the thing that was making me think it was jet lag.
Yeah.
So I've just been up the wall, and my anxiety as a result of all of that has been not manageable. So
you felt like it's been not manageable this week?
Yeah, yesterday was bloody awful. We had a really gorgeous lunch yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
But I followed suit. Lizzy ordered a coconut iced latte.
It was strong though, and I'm good on coffee.
Yeah.
But it was strong.
And I ordered it as well. I had it, and a couple of hours later I was literally on the bloody ceiling.
Yeah, it was very strong.
And it took me ages, like hours to come down from it. I had loads of chamomile tea, just put something mindless on the telly. Chris and Olivia cracking on, if you're interested to know, from Love Island. It's very, very fun. And yeah, it just took me ages, and James came in, and even he was like, he looked at me, he was like, are you alright? I was like, absolutely not.
You're all right today though. As soon as I got here, I was like, oh, you're not 100% today.
No, better than yesterday, but still not feeling myself. And I was lying awake all night. I'm going to do some shooting for my blog after this. Lying awake for ages last night thinking, I'm going to cancel that. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that.
So you didn't sleep either?
No.
Did you just think it was the coffee? What were you feeling? Anxious about anything in particular, or just
everything that could be slightly have a negative spin in my life?
I gave it a negative
spin, and I thought about it, and it kept me awake. Even, oh god, everything, you name it, I was thinking about it. It was so weird. And I don't feel amazing today, but I feel better. I just feel knackered. It always, I know you all say that being anxious and having that worry, it's exhausting. My brain, my body, I just feel so tired.
Yeah. Well, I'm probably at 70% today, mostly because I'm quite hungover. Due to come on my period.
Yep, yes you are.
Due to come on my period, and this is something that we talk about a lot because we've ended up syncing in with one another as well.
Yeah.
So we normally turn psychotic at the same time.
But but we're both kind of there to catch the other, even though you're feeling really psychotic.
Yeah, it's quite good though.
Yeah.
Mutual psychosis is nice.
Yeah.
So I just feel ugh, today.
Yeah.
But I think again it's just tiredness because I was up till really late, and obviously I'm hungover, and you don't sleep properly when you have a drunk sleep.
No.
So
never. I know, it was fine. Do you normally get, if you're up the wall and it's with your hormones, do you find that alcohol will affect you, whether you've had a skinful or a few, do you feel that you get jittery the next day?
No, it
can always be a combination of stuff.
You're really good at pinpointing what it is, what outside influence it might be that's made you feel a certain way, like the coffee, the alcohol.
Yeah.
I really struggle with that. I don't feel like I'm that consistent.
Oh, okay.
So sometimes it could be absolutely fine, other times it can make me feel really weird.
Yeah.
But it'll be normally because I've got lots of other stuff going on in my head. It just, that tiredness and that slight less, just the inhibition from it makes it worse, as opposed to it being directly, if I was feeling a lot better generally, then the alcohol probably wouldn't affect me in the same way the next day.
Yeah, god, yeah.
But you are really good at pinpointing the other things that it might be?
I try and, like, I'm not the most logical person you'll ever meet in your life, and I do catastrophise a bit, or I used to actually, especially with like, shut at you, especially with anxiety. I used to like get into that weird cycle of being like, oh my god, why is my head hurting? Oh my god, it's gonna fall off, like that sort of ridiculous stuff. But now I feel like I've gone on in my life so much with this that I can be quite logical about it. Like when I say that I'll get the NHS direct symptoms list up
for jet lag.
For jet lag, I did it for jet lag.
I got a screenshot like this is what it is.
Yeah, it
I was
must
like,
be.
get off Google with your symptoms.
Not just any Google, NHS only. So yeah, and I said to these guys that I'll do that when I'm having a panic attack, and if it's in the middle of the night and I can't sleep, I'll go in after, reassure myself that every single symptom I'm feeling is absolutely fine and normal. Yeah, I haven't got the tab open on my computer.
Oh, you are a bit nuts.
I feel like I am nuts.
In a good way.
Good nuts.
Good nuts.
We're all good nuts. And so I feel like I have to have some kind of factual, logical information, to support and prove to myself that my body isn't giving up on me, it's not failing in any way.
Yeah.
It's literally caffeine, alcohol jitters, during my period, something drastic's happened and it's affected me, and I know that my physical symptoms are like the result of something happening to me. Yeah. Rather than me just being like, oh god, what is this? Why is my body doing this?
Yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Because it can just be so hard to pinpoint what it is sometimes when you just feel really, really, really weird, or how to bring yourself back from it. That's the most frustrating thing. Yeah.
So you're really good at, like me and Lizzie talk about a mental health walk. So Lizzie walks everywhere. And walks and walks and walks, even when we're on holiday. So Miami, I ordered something from Reformation, and it came, so we stayed in 2 hotels, and it got delivered to the first bloody hotel the day that we left to go to the second hotel.
She checked at reception every single time we walked in and out of the hotel. The poor woman at reception was like, this psychopath young woman, no, FedEx haven't been, stop asking.
Has FedEx been yet?
And then she was like, have you tracking it? And you're like, yeah, I've tracked it. I can see they've not been, but I just thought I'd ask.
Like, oh, ridiculous. I was so desperate to get this dress. So, and the walk, so we said anyway that from the second hotel, we'd go back to the first hotel, pick up the package at some point in the day. Lizzie woke up in the morning, she was like, right, I've got a plan. I'm going to get ready and I'm going to walk to the first hotel now and get your package. And I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I'll get us a nice coffee on the way back, sorted. She's gone for about an hour and a half, just did this massive walk.
I couldn't do, walking I think is the best thing for so much stuff. I have walked here today, I'll walk back home, I've got a meeting that's a 40-minute walk away, so I'll walk to and from that today.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my own. I know. Just because I'm not like at 100%, so I'll know I'll need to get in like a good 2 hours if I can. Yeah. And I know that not everybody, like that's the joy of being freelance. Obviously if you're at work, you can't just get up from your desk and you're like, I'm going to go for a walk right now because I'm feeling stressed.
Yeah. But evenings and weekends walking.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Because I walk if I'm feeling uninspired and have ideas. I walk if I'm like can't get my head out of a certain space, if I'm like really like mulling over the same thing to the point where I'm not having any more clarity with it. We'll walk to get through that. Sometimes walk just because I feel like I'm sat in one place for too long as well, just to like literally physically move as well. And I'm like, everything seems to get going a little bit, and listen to loads of music. And also like I have a playlist on my phone which is that stuff that I've thumbsed up since like leaving Manchester, basically. That's when it starts from, and I still listen to it all the time, and it takes me, like when it shuffles each song, I'll be like, oh, that reminds me of this week when I was in that point, or that reminds me of when I was in New York or here, and listening to something like that and then going through those memories. If you're having a bad time, you're like, I felt really low at that point but it got better, or I felt really good at that point, and that's a fond memory, and what was it that made me feel good, and can I get some of that back, or do I need to accept that maybe something's changed and it's different now? So that, it's good to just think about like the bigger picture as well as the specific thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always try and do.
So on your day-to-day, these lot know what I do day-to-day to like get myself out of bed and motivated and stuff, but so say you wake up at 6 o'clock like you do every day, and you feel anxious, not yourself, and you've got an absolutely slammed day of work, and meetings and like people facing things to deal with, how do you tackle that? Just
get into it. I always think the sooner you get into it,
the throw yourself in.
So like the first thing I'll be like, go and make a cup of tea, like go and put the kettle on and you've started it. That's the first task, and then everything goes from there. And try and not put anything off. My mum always taught me, like, if you've got tasks in a day that are the things you want to do the least, and especially if you're having a day like that, get them done as quick as you possibly can. I'm really bad for not doing that, like I put them off all the time. But then you'll be left with the lighter load, and you kind of tackle the most hideous bits first, but like be realistic with it as well. So I know when my most productive times of the day are, I know when I'm not the most productive, so maybe I'll try and fit in like going for a walk or whatever in those hours or something. But just get on with it. Like,
you just gotta trudge yourself up and get it.
And it is really hard sometimes. There are some days where you really can't be arsed with it. But every task, like I did that task, it's on to the next one. You did that task, it's on to the next one. And then before you know it, you really have done it. And I know that's easier said than done when you're really not feeling like it.
And I think a big thing for both of us is that we've got each other.
Yes.
So we're 10 minutes away, and I know like this is different for everybody in every friendship, and a lot of people won't feel like they want to open up or won't feel like they can just offload all of this on someone. But I think we're lucky because we're similar, we experience things in a similar way at similar times. So we always find it so much more helpful. And I know, so if I've been feeling really crap and I'm seeing Lizzy, I'm like, I'd never cancel. But I'd not be like, oh God, this will help or anything. I'd always had that feeling of like, oh God, I just want to curl up, actually. But then every time I see her, I'm like, oh God, thank God I came to see her.
So, and I think
it just helps.
It definitely does. And to have a friendship where like we speak every single day without fail, like we'll always message each other in the morning, like good morning, how are you today? And then it'll start from then on and like update each other throughout the day. And to have that and to have somebody who you can tell everything to, no matter how big or how small, is so helpful. Because I know that I can have a little niggle and all I need to do is say it aloud and then it's gone. And to know you can say that to somebody and it's not going to piss you off.
No, and you're going to be like, mate, that's absolutely fine. Or do this way or whatever. And like it's just you just go through it together.
It helps so much. And like sometimes if you're stressed with work, you'll even message me like, I just need to say this so that it's out, and like tell me what you've got to do or whatever, or got to get done. And there's nothing I have to I would never ignore you.
No, well, no.
You're not like asking a question, or it's not like I've got to be like, I will help you with this bit. I'm just like, okay, you've said it out.
I'm like, right, Lizzy, today I've got to do this and this. Just don't let me forget that I've got to run to this in between. And it's just to say out loud, then I won't forget. But then Lizzy's on the same page. Like when we were in Miami, I was like, we'd be walking along, not having a conversation, just having like a chat or like whatever, and I'd be like, right, so I've got to do and you were like, are you telling me, or are we just okay, I'm just saying out loud. But because she's there and we're in it together, if we tell each other what we need to do and what we need to gain that day, then we'll not forget and we'll remind each other, like, no, right, okay, get this out, sort this. Like,
so I think if you're like that, then it can have a really close friend explain maybe that would help. And it's not you asking for anything, it's just you having that conversation is helpful. Because it definitely is.
And if it's on the other end of a text message and you're at work or whatever, just say, look, I just need to vent to you, like, here it is. And it's hard because it's hard. You've got to have a fairly close friendship, but I'm sure that everybody's got somebody that they can do that with, or whether it's like your mum or your dad, a parent or guardian, whatever, like any person that you feel that you can trust and that you feel safe with, and can be completely 100% crazy you.
Definitely. No, it's so helpful just to be able to share as much as possible sometimes. But then like sometimes you also don't need to, and it's not an obligation to. Like you didn't text me yesterday and say that you were super anxious.
No, I was kind of so we'd seen each other in the brunch at lunchtime. Then Lizzy went off and had her hair done, but I know, so part of it is different because I know that you've had absolutely loads on, and I'll say, but then sometimes I think, God no, she's like, probably she's similar at the moment, and sometimes it'll stop me from texting you because I'm like, oh no, like, I don't want to add this, but because I know she'll drop everything even though she's got absolutely everything to do.
No, I would do the same with you as well. I know what you mean.
And it's hard because you're like, oh, like I really actually need Lizzy, but I know that she'll sacrifice everything she's got to do today, and I don't want to do that today for her because I know that where you've been with it, and it's hard because we both are then like, why didn't you message me? Because of course, work can wait. If your friend is in need, then that's what we do. We're both like that, and it's. But yesterday I felt really like insular and really like nothing was going to drag me out of it, because it was such a physical feeling that I was having. It wasn't even like a thought process where I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. It got to that later in the night, but my symptoms yesterday were like chest, like, oh, I felt like someone sat on me all day, and I was like, oh, just whatever. I just curled up and like had a piece of toast with my tea because my appetite was off, stomach went, everything. And I was like, I've got to muscle through here and get myself to a point where I'm not feeling these things, because even sat talking with you at that time, I'd have been I'd have been like, nope, my heart's going, heart's going. All I could think about, you could be talking to me and trying to reassure me. I'm like, no, I'm done. Like, I'm done. So it's really hard, and I don't get that like that often at all. So I think it's been a combination of feeling rubbish from the jet lag and a coffee yesterday, and just being a really busy bugger this week.
Yeah.
We've been really busy,
and also since we've been this close and since I've known you, I've understood more about anxiety because
you lucky devil.
Lucky me. I wouldn't say that I really suffer with anxiety.
No.
I think I get anxious, but none of the symptoms that you get
no,
that chest thing.
Both, yeah.
Mine's like very, like I just cannot switch my head off. That's my thing. And I do get anxious, but definitely I would never say that I suffer with anxiety.
Yeah.
But I've learned so much more about being understanding and sympathetic of it since knowing you, because it's really confusing the first time you see somebody go through it when nothing's happened.
Yeah.
And I'm much more like a reactive person with how I'm feeling. So something will happen and I'll be like, I'm feeling really rubbish because this has happened or whatever. Yeah. Obviously you have days where you can't quite pinpoint it. But I remember when we were in LA once and we were in a shop in Nordstrom or something, and you were really anxious.
Oh my god.
You were really, really bad.
God, it was so bad.
And I didn't know what to do. We were
walking around, you were like, what can I get you? What can I do?
Yeah.
Where should we go? Like, hey, and you were just like looking at me like, I don't know what to do.
It's so confusing because nothing had happened.
Yeah, no, there was nothing. And we were in the most beautiful place doing amazing things, and it just got me.
Yeah.
And I think that was tiredness as well.
Yeah.
But
I understand it so much more though now, but you have to just be like, if you've got a friend who's going through stuff like that, like listen to what they say and what they want, and like give it the space it needs, because if you don't suffer from it, it is really confusing.
It's so hard to understand,
because it's like you'll be like, you can walk up to me and I know if you're having a day with it, and it's like a switch will flick and I'm like, whoa, when did this happen? And it's now I know exactly how to deal with it or what to do, but it is a bizarre thing to watch someone go through as well.
So strange, so strange, because it's just such an insular thing. There's no it's just so weird, isn't
really
it?
Weird.
Like, and in the same way that you now are really good, like, not that you ever weren't, but just that you understand it now, and you're like, okay, well, we can deal with this. James is better now as well, so like partners, best friends, whoever it is that you've got, like, it's a big learning curve, because there's not necessarily anything wrong or happening. It's just a feeling, and those feelings produce these weird physical symptoms, and that's the bit that worries people the most. It's just bloody rubbish.
It is. You learn so much of it. And when you don't suffer from it, and like, so I get low as opposed to anxious. Like, I'm not low person.
I'm a low person.
I'm not really at all. But that's how I get, like, sad. Whereas you'll get, sometimes you're sad as well.
Sometimes.
But anxious, that's like, there's two very different feelings as well, I think.
God. It's really helpful, I think, for you to say how it is on the other side, because I just literally come on here and chat to them about how it feels, and like people who are going through it, but then lots of you I know have used the videos to help people who are going through it as well, which is amazing. But hearing Lizzy say those things is probably really helpful, because it's like, what the hell do we do with you?
I think all you can do is be like, well, I'm here if you need. If you need, and
constant check-ins. And if they want to reply, they'll reply if they're not too overwhelmed. But just knowing that you're there if they need you is like a massive thing.
Absolutely. And to go back to the thing you were saying about sometimes you don't say something because you won't want, and I'll do the same to you, won't want you to cancel a plan. But that's because we both know that we would, and it is reassuring to know that. Like, I know if I'm super, super low, you did it a few weeks ago actually. You did.
You were like, not good.
And
I'm coming round.
To know that is an option, even though you don't have to call on it very often, is so reassuring if you really, really need it. And on that particular instance, I was fine within an hour. Probably.
We talked it all out. And sometimes it is, you just need a good chat and a bit of a decaf cup of tea.
Definitely. Or caffeine, whichever. Depending how sensitive you are to these things.
Sensitive Sally.
It's all about experience, really, isn't it, I suppose?
Massively.
And how you deal with different things, and I am much more inclined to be not depressed, because I'm not depressed at all, but a low
you feel low,
rather than frantic, which you're more frantically anxious, whereas I'm more low, like rough slump feeling. And you just like learn to deal with it in different ways and respond to it in different ways.
Absolutely.
And everybody has something. Everyone has ups and downs.
Oh god, everybody has something, no matter what that something is. It happens to everybody.
Completely. And sometimes you do like feel like you're so in the thick of something, but like I always like break down to the small tasks. Always like making the cup of tea, thinking if I'm having a low evening, if I'm in on my own or whatever, be like it's 7 o'clock now, watch 2 episodes of something, work for 2 more hours or whatever, and then you can go to bed at 9, that is acceptable, and then you've passed the day, whatever. And sometimes you then wake up and feel really horrible the next day, and then you just have to repeat the process until something lifts.
Yeah, definitely. And it will, it always lifts. It's not forever.
Yeah.
Even though when you're in it feels like it won't.
Oh,
like, why do I feel like this? When am I going to feel normal again?
December of doom.
Yeah, we had a terrible December.
December was
led by you, actually.
I was the champion of December of doom.
Oh God,
utter misery the whole time.
We were in New York as well. It's bloody awful, wasn't it?
That was in November.
Oh, November.
It started in November.
There. It started in New York, and see, it's very linked to travel. All of this, isn't it?
It is. But that was for me was like end of November, all of December. Probably only really lifted out of it beginning of February.
Yeah,
like January.
It took a long while, didn't it? But January, February, like I find
miserable.
It's a funny time, isn't it, over the holidays, and like the weather, there's so much going on. Everyone has such a different experience and memory of what that time is like.
Yeah.
It's just so different. You know.
Yeah.
It affects everybody so.
But it does pass those low tides, even if they feel like they're going on for weeks and weeks and weeks on end.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God.
It does get better, it does get better.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Right, well, I think we'll draw it into a close there.
I enjoyed that. We just rambled for 20 minutes.
I know, we've done all right.
I hope that's been helpful.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah, really good. I think it's been helpful. Yeah, I reckon you lot think it has been as well. It's nice as well to sit here and chat to someone else about it.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good thing. But you lot will tell me, I'm sure. Yeah, come back on.
I'll be back.
Come, yeah, we'll be back.
I'll be back.
Maybe do a summer edition.
Not December of doom.
Oh no, you don't want to see us December of doom.
Jolly July.
Jolly July.
Instead.
Yeah.
We live in hope.
We do.
Pray for Jolly July. Pray for Jolly July.
Right, I hope you're all alright, you lot, and you've enjoyed it. And what else? And
products. Have you got products to talk about?
No products this week.
Oh, okay.
I brought she's my product, but I'm not sending her in the post because I need her.
And products.
But I'll catch you in my next one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll pop Lizzy's bits and bobs and links, even though you probably know who she is. She's kind of a big deal.
Oh, I am. No. Bye, everybody.